Alright, now this is to the S.C.U.N. High Council. This is a proposed play area right off of the western part of Western Avenue, part of Griffith Park. I know it's in the middle, California. It's a little off the beaten path from Orange County, any other place like that. And we'd have to either use maybe cheaper ammo, maybe we'd lose a lot more darts and stuff, but this looks like a great area to play. Just be very careful going across Western, cross speed right all along here, as you see. But there's a parking lot right there, and there are benches right over here, if you can see that. This place looks to be like flood control, and this is not just the only part of the area. There's a lot of this area. I'm just going to go through the northernmost boundaries of where I think we should play, and then I'll show you the southernmost boundaries. But we got hills and trees, and winter is upon us, which means there'd be a lot less foliage. So, being there'd be a lot less foliage, it might be a good player to play, because this will all be a lot more nicer. The trees are going to be more barren like that. You do have a few evergreen trees, but usually you can see darts in those. You got a whole area up here. I would say the play area would probably stop about here. This is probably our farthest up area we can play. Now if we go across here, you got two paths up here. It's almost be a good humans versus zombies place, but it'd be hard to define the boundaries in Griffith Park. It's about 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'm about to go to Dave and Buster's, play some Mario Kart, drink some hot liquor. But look at these trees. Oh man, could you imagine a wall between here and here, and just shooting each other? Oh, that would just be awesome. This appears to be flood control. So after a rain, during a rain, when it gets cloudy, probably not a good idea. Is there a flash flood hazard? Possibly. I would say the farthest out point we would probably want to play in this direction would probably be about this point right here, where you got this junction that ties one path to another. Okay, so let's go to this junction right here. Flood control seems to be going down that way. There is a dam down there, and you do have little paths that sneak up here and such. You got the horse trail over here. This is about the farthest this way I would define a game. We could probably play a good game. I think you could play 15, 20 people if you could get 15 or 20 people. It is a windy day today. It is a blustery day. I'll try to locate this on the map and I'll post it to your Facebook for consideration by the High Council to play a game here. I think that if people were informed, I don't think people would much give a shit if we played here. Especially on the weekend, I don't know, but there is a parking lot, it is free. I think people would be fine with us. Okay, so here's the dam, and it does have an overflow on it. Someone with the camera case. You can see the overflow right there. Okay, so we're going to go out the overflow just to see. Actually, let's go on top of the dam first. That'd probably be our best bet. This definitely looks like a good war for trench warfare, where normally you have just trees for cover, or just play equipment. Here you have an actual dam, and here you have actual ditches. Look at that area right there with all trees. As you can see, It has enough foliage to be coverage, but not so much that you would lose all your darts. Not heavy bushes or anything crazy. So I want to go down that overflow ramp right there. Okay. This is packed solid. Lots of people have climbed up and down it. Sorry if I act like a bit of a nerd, but I am 40. Okay, which makes you even nerdier, because you really don't relate anymore. As much as you try, you know, you could be a big kid, but you just don't relate anymore. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. This is the overflow ramp. I don't know if this would be on limits or off limits. I don't see really a trip and fall hazard here. It'd be really interesting if people were going up that side and that side, and you had like a defend two sides. This would be a really interesting CTF. Of course, that flag would have to be closer than this flag because that's an upward lateral and this is farther back. It'd be a really interesting CTF lab. Look at that. I'm sorry, it's CTF ground. Look at that. Look at all that. And then you got another path that goes straight up. This is just awesome. I looked at this and went, gosh, I only brought my Type R. Actually, at one point I did bring the Type R in this place, and I proposed it to Norwalk back in the day, but it's a little too far away for them, and it might be too far away for you. But I like playing in rural places. Limekiln Park too, but it's also like a strip like this that's by a river, natural spring. This is a natural spring, but yeah. Okay, so here's bench area right here. Plenty of bench area, quite a bit of shade. That's nice, especially after a round when you're all hot. Pretty good. So like on this side, I put the flag all the way back here. And on that side, I would only put it like 20 feet after the dam, because you have to fight uphill. That side, not so much. That's a good way to give it a good balance from the two sides, but yet they're unique. You can see all this right here. We do have hikers, but pretty much we put up, you know, I think people will be out of the way. Howdy. You know, this area right here, back into flood control. Still, you got the creek over there. All right. All right, here it is. Now here's the other side of this from the benches. This might actually be playable too. This side's got a little more foliage, a little more places where darts can get caught up, but it is a nicer area. However, it's probably a little more populated, and we have to stay out the rocks. At least the rocks, it isn't running water where you lose a bunch of darts. God, I lost like 100 darts. I'm sure you guys found a bunch more. If you didn't, that's cool too, but I lost like 100 darts that last war over at Walnut Snow Creek Park. But it happened. It's the price of playing. To be honest with you, the darts, with what it cost me to buy them, and the gas and the lunch that day cost me more. So no worries. It's just the price of playing Nerf, especially if you play with high-speed darts like me. Okay, this side. This is why I don't like this side. Benches everywhere. You got trees everywhere. You got a bridge, and you got another bridge, but everything is kind of open. It's just like an area over here. You have this one area up there, as you can see, but it's more likely where people would be, and it's not interesting terrain. What we saw over there was very interesting terrain, like what you would see in WW2, and if it was a jungle, a little bit more like what you would see in Vietnam. This is a playground area in S.C.U.N, bad for blasters at 2. And you got this little area up here, but as you can see, it looks prettier, but it's not a good place to play a war. It just isn't. There's too much open space. You got benches. It'd be too much a staircase war between the benches, bench to bench to bench to bench to bench, over here, and then over here, and you're too likely to meet people. You're too likely to run into people. And then over here, you got a playground, okay? You got this over here. And you can see it. This is a cool place because, like, okay, we can fight our war, and then we can go to the observatory and just hang out, or we can go to Hollywood and Highland and hang out. Or we can go to Bob's Big Boy and get some. They're open 24/7. Look at this. Yeah, you can kind of see what I mean. Not the best place to play a Nerf for. The place I had before. That is awesome. This place, no. Now, I want to explore this area up here further. That might have a good place, but that place over there is great. And it's right by the parking and everything. Okay, so you can see what I mean. It has interesting features. Yes. But it's not as, yeah, okay, so enough of that. Let's explore further down here. Okay. Alright, and it is, again, blustery day. Again, this is another ladder war, up and down, you know, one level, another level, another level, another level, another level. Yeah, definitely not a good place to fight a war, because there's just no level of ground other than straight across. And if you had a small amount of players, it'd be very hard to cover all the bases, and there's really nothing to cover here. Okay, so a little bit more down here. You got bathrooms over there. I'm sure they don't run to any sewer, so that means it's a smell somewhere. It probably is a septic system. And then you got a jog path right over here. Actually, maybe two jog paths. I've never been down here. All the years I've been coming here, I've never gone here. Always gone in the hills and walked around, never here. Yeah. You can kind of see. Yeah. You got one light with a caution sign on it. Yeah. That's where we were. I must point out, I found more of those. Yeah. They're just hanging there. Like you see that one over there that I showed you? Just hanging way back there. Yeah, they're all over this place. And they're old. They look like, I mean, if they're still using sodium bulbs, oh, that's got to be 1960s, 1970s at least, maybe even 50s. See how old this is. That's cast iron. These are cast iron boxes. Oh, that's 50s, dude. Those have got to be sitting there. Yeah, that's definitely a hazard. Somebody runs into one of those, will probably knock it over, just like that one almost got knocked over. So let's go back to where we were. Okay, I know this is going to sound really anal retentive, but these appear to be newer from the big bench area back over here where we first start seeing the bridges. The lights appear to be incandescent lights instead of sodium, and your boxes are good old sheet metal. It does look like a retrofit, except for the poles also look newer too. So I don't think there's that much of a hazard with these falling out as those falling. Those sodium bulbs are sitting there, and I'm sure the wrong jolt will just launch it, and man, they make a big bang when they fall. Boom! They're horrible. Okay, so we're almost to the area I proposed to play a game. So might as well just keep going from here. So pretty much, I think the out of boundary over here should be to these benches back here. These ones, okay? Or maybe as far as back here. That gets a path. Nah, make it the benches. Make it the benches. Probably your best bet. These ones. These benches, the ones I'm pointing to. I like the fact that the creek is there, but it is not active. I like the fact that it's a rural area that's a three-dimensional playground. I like the fact that it has a dam, but it's not a straight up, down, vertical. I like the fact that it's not really heavy foliage. It's just enough to play a Nick War. Maybe not a Nick War like Armageddon. Maybe not a big one like that. But a Nick War nonetheless. Maybe this dam, yeah, this dam, probably be our out of bounds, where we would probably play and gear up and suit up and everything. Okay, yeah, this, I really think that's That's out of bounds right there. Okay? It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. You can tell people stay off the hills, get on the hills, whatever you want. Personally, I say stay off the hills. Except for little pathways like that, where you're not going higher than maybe 10 or 15 feet. Yeah. Okay, so this is where I say inbounds. This is where the game should start, right here, because you got a lot of area over here. Look at this. Nice grove of trees, somewhat symmetrical, evenly balanced, but still asymmetrical to a point where it's not like cookie cutter. These were obviously planted, but not so bad that they're just a straight row of trees. That's also annoying. Like if you have a whole field of just that, terrible, just rows and rows of that. Nah, annoying, you know? So here we are. There's the spillway I walked down right there. This time I'm gonna walk over here. So we're gonna get a view over here. So one team could be across this dam, the other one could be over here. That's just awesome. That's just awesome. Okay, let's climb up here. You got your overflow right there, but of course it's dry as a bone right now. We're supposed to get some rain last week or the week before. What happened? So as you can see, you can climb up this to get up this ramp. They can climb up there and there to get up to this dam. And you got all that. All the way back there and over here. This is lovely. This is just lovely. I love this. Alright. I propose we play at this park. Off of Western Griffith Park. This is Chris Cartea. Whoa, sorry. This is Chris Cartea signing off.